SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Outer Wilds. I need to do a little bit of explanation here. So, I already recorded this episode, and every time I record an episode, I test my microphone before I do it, because I know it has a tendency to malfunction and record white noise and static instead of what I'm actually saying. And I did test it before recording this episode, and it malfunctioned anyway. So, I lost all the voiceover audio for this particular episode. Now, given how Outer Wilds works, and given how much unexpected stuff you're always finding, I didn't want to go and, try and redo the game up to the point I was at, partially because that takes a lot of time. So instead, I'm currently watching it, and I'm going to re-voice it over. And I apologize, this is going to be stilted. At least it's only one episode. Just kind of bear with me, okay? So let's see what we got here. Now, you may recall, I initially said I was going to go to Bitter Hollow next. I decided that may not be the best idea because there's still stuff left on Giant's Deep that I hadn't actually explored. Gabbro specifically mentioned the statue on the two islands connected by a bridge. I never found that, and it seemed to me that I should probably check that out before I got too distracted by something else on an entirely different planet, you know? I mean, admittedly, in this game, your life is cut up into 22-minute segments, so really you can go to whatever planet you want. I don't really need to be completionist about any one planet. But I figured I would go back there while it was fresh in my mind. So, I'm gonna head to Giant's Deep. And, I'll catch up with you over there, alright? I do apologize again for how stilted this is probably going to be, but this was the best option I could come up with, so hopefully it'll work out okay, alright? I'll see you at Giant's Deep. Alright, here we are. I still haven't figured out what to do with that broken ship there. Clearly something's gonna come of it, but, oh yeah. That over there I think is the planet that the seed came from. For a second I thought it was a chunk of the ship that maybe I could check out, but nah. It's just way off in the distance. It's kind of bizarre being in a solar system where everything's like 20,000 meters away from each other, you know? Alright, so Giant's Deep. Kind of pulling the landing a little bit close here, or rather the atmospheric entry a little bit close here. So, first order of business was trying to find that island with the rock bridge. Now that one over there, that's the one with Gabbro on it. You can tell by this plume of smoke. But I still can't really remember where Gabbro said that the island with the rock bridge was. So, we're just kind of searching randomly, and that's going to have to be good enough. Oh, yeah, okay, so I found this thing. This island right here. I have no idea what's going on with this thing here. I thought, right, that this was the island Gabbro was talking about. At this point, I really don't think it is, because, well, it's got that growth on it, sure, but it looks like roots, not like a rock bridge, like Gabbro was talking about. Yeah, that's a tree, for dang sure. But we're gonna land on it anyway. And see where that takes us. Oh, you know, I think... Right, yeah, okay, first off, what the heck was the glowing orange thing attached to the island? Not sure, haven't figured that out yet, but in any case, let's check the ship log, yes? Because, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Tower Quantum Trials, Gabbro's Island, Statue Island, Orbital Flash, Ocean Depths. A number of things that I hadn't checked out yet at this point. So, here we go, let's check them out. This tower held knowledge a Nomai needed to make his or first quantum journey. Observing a quantum object, observing an image of a quantum object. These are the same. The Nomai called this the rule of quantum imaging. Remember, the other quantum shards have other lessons to teach. I forgot about this. I forgot that I needed to check out the shard back in my home planet. But we'll get there. We'll get there later on. Alright, Hal says Gabbro went back to Giant's Deep to try to learn more about the Nomai statue in the observatory. Which, you know, that's just the notes about finding Gabbro in the first place. I got that. No problem. Now then... yes, one of the islands on Giant's Deep has a Nomai statue on the beach, just like the one Gabbro brought back to Timberhearth. Statue Island, as Gabbro calls it, is the one with two islands connected by a natural rock arch. About this is the point where I started to realize that I was on the wrong island, but still figured I'd check it out since I'm here. Gabbro says there's a strong current beneath the surface of the ocean that prevents anything from sinking below it. Right, so the surface of the water technically is like a flat, like ground. You can't go through it. But it's water. You know what I'm saying. You can't pass through it. Orbital flash. Gabbro sees a bright flash in the sky at the start of every loop. Something must be happening in orbit around Giant's Deep. Right, with that ship that's in orbit. I can't figure it out because I can't figure what I can do landing on that ship. But it's up there. I know it's up there, and I know that it shot something into space somewhere. And that's about all I know. So, let's step out of the ship and onto the island, I do believe. Yes, here we go. Okay, so quick explanation. At this point, I think I'm standing on the surface of the water, because I've never gotten into the water at Giant's Deep. And so I'm confused and think that the tornadoes came by, picked up my ship, and dropped me in the water, and I just didn't notice it. Here I'm trying to figure out if I can scan that thing over there, but I can't. And I shot a probe at it because that's a thing that I do. Okay, so you're right. At this point, I think that I'm in the ocean, so I should get back onto the island. So we're going to take off again and see what happens then. But as you can see, I actually was on the island. I just didn't realize it. And now we're going to roll the ship. Yes, we're going to roll the... There we go, great. We got reactor damage, we got port hull damage. Exit ship to repair, it says. You can hear that master alarm going off. So that's nice. So I figured what I'd do. I'd just land the ship lightly back where it was, and then I get out and fix it, right? So here we go. Landing the ship to get out and do the emergency repairs. Here we go. Good. And unbuckle. And... Yep. It turns out that when the reactor's damaged, you should probably take that more seriously than I did. So, turns out you can blow your ship up. Who knew? Probably a lot of people. But here we go again. Yeah. And I seem to make a different gasping noise now that I know that the sun's going to go in supernova. Or maybe that's just the noise you make after you die. But I think you die every time the cycle resets. So I don't know. I don't know exactly. There I was trying to figure out where that thing launching out of the ship in Giant's Deep orbit is going. But I don't think there's going to be a way I can do that. It may be a good idea at some point to try and like jet my way to the ship, get into orbit and see if I can see where that thing lands. But I don't know that that's actually going to be possible. It launches pretty much immediately when I wake up. In any case, we're going back to Giant's Deep, so I will catch up with you over there. Also, I think this is the first time that I realized that you can turn on autopilot without actually looking at your destination as long as it's locked on. Yep, there we go. I'd get it someday. You knew I would, yeah? There we go. Autopilot. It's a wonderful thing. See you at Giant's Deep. Here we are. Giant's Deep. Let's try and find the Rock Bridge Island. Take 2. Alright. Okay, yes. I really like to cut it real close with my entries, don't I? Into the atmosphere. Yep. Okay, so here's Gabra's Island again. So same starting point. But this time I noticed this island over here, which I didn't see before. And honestly, I don't know the... Oh, yeah. So we're going to check this out first. First off, that blue ring thing there, someone suggested to me that that's not a levitation pad so much as... Oops. Good job. There go the lights, half-hull damage. Very nice. The blue rectangles, that's probably a Nomai landing pad. I suspect that they're right, because it does make for a nice flat surface to land on. I think that's probably all it is. It's just indicating this is a good place for you to land. Someplace that the Nomai might have landed themselves with whatever transport they had back in the day. It just happens to work for ours, too. Any case, nice and easy. Let's just get here and land before more damage befalls the ship, ideally. No need to blow up twice in 3 minutes. Good. See how solid a landing place that is? Just locks you right down. You don't even bounce. That's gotta be what the point is. So, here we are, new island. First off, probably repairs. Yes, repair the thing. Very important, repairing the ship. Good. Checking it out, make sure there's nothing else obvious. Yeah, we're good. Just ripping big holes in my aft hull. I'm sure it's fine. Trying to fight gravity with my rocket booster doesn't really work. It's way too powerful. But there's a staircase down, which is something I did not see from the air. So, let's check this thing out. Some kind of a Nomai ruins, clearly. You can tell by the kind of the art style and the trees around. Haven't seen these tornado medallions before. Seems kind of arbitrary, but, you know, maybe they're decorative or something. And, okay, we got a scroll slot, clearly. I've seen one of those before. And a dead Nomai. Hello, dead Nomai. Seems like it's probably kind of unusual to find... Oh, yeah. Just a model of the ship. That is the ship that is in space. That's definitely a model of it right there. So clearly, this place has something to do with that. And there's the scroll, so great. Just jam this right on the wall. Very good. You can hear the storm getting closer, by the way. That seems important. But here we go. Cassava, this is it. We've... Whoops. I just noticed the storm, I think. And I'm all nervous about it because, you know, I'm in a big open space. Sure, there's a rock ceiling above me, but that still seems like a dead time to be launched into space. But this is it. We finished building the final orbital probe cannon model and are ready to send it into orbit around Giant's Deep for assembly. Orbital probe cannon. So I'm thinking that is the thing that's been the thing that broke apart in orbit when I first woke up. The orbital probe cannon. Oops, and here we go into space. Hello, tornado. Great. So here we are. So I did see this earlier. You see all those tornado things are blowing over there? Didn't even register it at this point. I was too worried about not squishing when I re-entered the atmosphere. But that's going to come up again later. Bizarre being able to see the things that I missed the first time around. Also, more skeletons by the railing over there. A lot of dead Nomai here. Funny about that. Anyway, let's continue to translate. Cassava, our next step will be to send Privet up to the orbital probe cannon and install the probe tracking system. Probe tracking system. Right, that seems like it'll probably come up if I'm trying to find a probe, for example. Cassava, to all my friends here at the construction yard, my gratitude for your tireless work. I had given up hope, but I truly believe this cannon may actually succeed where many other attempts have not. They seem to have all these sprawling goals, the Nomai. Daz, are you going gelatinous on us, love? I'm delighted by your words, but they're atypical for you. Right, Daz. Daz and Cassava are a pair, I think. If I'm ever half as gooey as Mallow and Avens behave together, Daz, you may launch me from the orbital probe cannon. Right, I believe that Daz is Cassava's spouse. Daz. If I know my brother, Avens, and his spouse will want to launch the probe with as much power as possible, I'm worried the cannon would break under the strain. Daz, I propose we give Evans and Mallow a slightly lower maximum power setting than the absolute maximum possible to create room for their enthusiasm. Yeah, just sort of an artificial limit, just so we don't blow things apart. You know, seems to make sense. I've known people like that. Anyway, so here we are in a ruins full of skeletons. Seems like a lot of people died where they stood. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And, yeah. Just kind of a bunch of isolated platforms over the ocean. Should be, Right. And it seems the walls have their own gravity, which I did not know at the time, and now I am trying to clamber my way off, and there we go. Good. Figured I'd try the other side first, though. Don't know why. Just figured, I don't like this side so much. It just tried to eat me with the gravity feeling. But there's a big hole. There's a big hole, so we're going back. We are going back. So, figure the best way to go is probably not the one that involves jumping into the ocean first thing. No idea what's in the ocean here on Giant's Deep. Probably not safe to just get in there. Plus, you know, there's that current. So, walking on walls is always fun, right? We're going to do a lot of it. So hopefully your stomach can take it. I know that mine basically can't. Try and go under the water first, because it doesn't involve quite so much going upside down and whatnot. But even this is pretty disorienting. Also, the music down here, very creepy. Not sure what's up with that. It sounds like something is going to happen. And nothing did. Sorry, spoilers, nothing did. It's safe as far as I can tell, but it doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe for an instant. It is fortunate that my spacesuit has a built-in oxygen tank, otherwise this would be a lot more dangerous, I have to assume. Plus you move very, very slowly underwater, which I guess makes sense. Now, that right there, that looks like some kind of a creature, doesn't it? With like maybe a flagellum off the face, but... Nah, it's a dock. It's just a dock, and I'm upside down, and on the edge of losing my lunch. Even just watching this is actually kind of rough. But navigating it at the time, I was struggling. Let's just say that. I was struggling. So let's just go ahead and get it off the wall. Thank you for that. All right, so here we are on the dock, on the other side of the giant hole in the walkway. But it doesn't seem like there's a great deal going on over here, aside from the Brittle Hollow projection stone. Right, so I got this. I'm not really sure what to do with a projection stone. I've never had one before. I don't know what it does. It's just sort of a thing. Yeah, I figure I'd take it with me for now, though. Maybe see if it has something to do with stuff on the other side. That seems like something they do in an adventure game, yeah? And we're gonna take the air side this time rather than the ocean. Because there was this loop up here, and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's related. It's not. So we're just upside down for no good reason. But it's fine. It's technically faster than the ocean route, I think. And here we are. Good. Okay, so this diagram, that's the orbital projection cannon, or the orbital probe cannon. I can't remember the wording exactly, but it's a diagram of that. You can tell. Don't know what those symbols mean just yet, though. And here we have a thing where you can put this projection stone, which then kind of puts you in an ooze that, yeah, no, I panicked and stepped out of it, and then it was gone. So that's fun. Figure I'll try that again in a okay, translator, right. Translator. Can't do that and hold the projection stone at once, so here we go. 8 minutes 56 seconds ago, long-range probe successfully launched from the orbital probe cannon. 8 minutes 56 seconds ago. Specifically when I woke up. Here I'm going to check again. Yeah, 9 minutes 0 seconds. It's keeping an active count of how long it's been since the cannon was launched. So it did launch. First thing when I woke up, it launched. Thousands of years after the Nomai were here, it launched. But we don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how that could be possible. So, okay. So I'm guessing this is a projection of someplace on Brittle Hollow. That's just an assumption. I've never dealt with one of these projections before, but that's the best I can tell. Also, that looks like another projection stone right there. So presumably someplace on Brittle Hollow, there's another stone that I need to bring back here. Maybe, I'm guessing. In any case, that seems to be all I can do with that. But we got a control module projection stone. I figured, okay, what the heck? Maybe I'll just slap that in here, see what happens. Not the same thing. No ooze, just text. So, and the storm is upon us. Yes? Yep, we're going to space. Hooray, we're going to space again. It happens a lot on Giant Steep, so just gonna struggle with my... Oh, look, there's another one of them blue beams coming out of the tornado thing. Again, went straight over my head, didn't notice it just yet. But... Alright, we're safe again. Cassava, I have bad news, Avens. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source. The orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. So something went wrong, and it didn't fire originally. Avens, I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. Which, again, you can just say leg. I do know what a locomotive limb is. Thank you, translator. Cassava, I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. And the water has messed up my view. Try again. There we go. Cassava, tell Privet and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will... come on. There we go. I will remain at the construction yard for now. Which, so far as I know, is where they died, given all the cannons around here. I mean, the skeletons. Avens, an update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Idea may feel responsible. Idea. Privet and Idea are siblings, and I don't think I know about Privet or Idea. Maybe I've run into them someplace, but I don't recall. So, something went wrong. Cannon didn't fire. But I don't really have much more information. And we got 3 minutes of oxygen remaining because I forgot I wasn't around trees anymore. So I'm going to swap these out and see what happens. And indeed, you put it in this one, you get texts. So we'll see what we got. Cassava. Kanoi, Daz, and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current, which is apparently supposed to be impossible. Daz, Kanoi, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Daz. Cassava convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? Kanoi, my gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant Steep here at Brittle Hollow Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. So, gotta go to Brittle Hollow for that. Cassava, Kanoi, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? Kanoi, if you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. The trailhead starts at Brittle Hollow's equator. So, there's an observatory on Brittle Hollow. You have to go to the equator, follow it to the South Pole, and you'll be able to find out how it might be possible to get below the current over here on Giant Steep. And here we go. Control module into the projection device, and it puts me somewhere. It looks like I'm in space, but I mean, pretty much everywhere looks like I'm in space. Don't know what I'm looking at. Could not tell you. Maybe that's... No, I honestly don't know what's going on with that. But in any case, I'm about to asphyxiate, so got to get back to the shore. Honestly, I thought I needed to get back to my ship, but I forgot that there were trees right here. So we're fine. So we're fine, and we can breathe, and we don't have to worry about it. Isn't that nice? I think that's about it for this particular place. And at this point, I am again confirming that I have no idea what the tornado medallions do because I don't pay attention, and I don't have eyes, apparently. But we'll figure it out sooner or later. Promise. Alright, back to the ship. You may note, my initial goal has not been accomplished. I have not found the island that is connected with the rock bridge. So, we're back on that particular jam. And I just figured out that I can turn the headlights on and off, and they seem to be connected to the flashlight in my suit. Because I had my flashlight on, and then the headlights turned on. Anyway, I'm figuring out functions every day. I'll get better at this eventually, I promise. So there was Gabbro's Island. We're heading off in another random direction, seeing if I can find anything. There was something on the left, but oh, there it is. There it is. That right there. I'm pretty positive that that is Gabbro's ship. Yep, that has got to be Gabbro's ship. So I figured, well, what the heck, let's try and land on the surface of the ocean. Since the other ship has done that, maybe it's fine. So I go ahead and set it down nice and easy. And indeed, it won't sink into the current. So it's sort of okay, but I'm definitely further submerged in the ship up there. I go to open the hatch, but hey, look, there's something out there. There is something out there. Also, you can hear, there's the storm right there. Right there, coming closer. And I decide to bail. Because that doesn't seem safe, does it? Doesn't seem safe, and indeed it wasn't. Indeed it wasn't. Shoots me right into space. But you know what? Space is an okay place to be if you're in a space ship. So, works out okay. However, I have immediately lost track of Gabbro's ship. All that I know is that I found it. It's on the surface somewhere. And at some point, I'm going to have to go back and find it. I don't know what good will do Gabbro to find their own ship again, but it seems like it's probably important, right? I don't know how I'll get it back to them either. But hey, check it out. We're at the island with the rock bridge, the natural rock bridge. This is the place that Gabbro was talking about. Plus, it even has a Nomai landing strip, so gotta be worth something worth checking out here, right? We'll just go ahead and delicately set down here. I'm getting a little better at landing, a little bit, but it's still pretty rough. I've never been good at that sort of thing. But, you know, I'll learn eventually. Hey, and check it out. My hatch was open the entire time I was flying around, 'cause that's safe. Okay, so now we're here. Now we are here. Supposedly, this is the place that has the Nomai statue on the shore. Although I did not see it just now. Honestly, it may have been there and I just missed it. But I'm not positive. Okay, so got a jetpack boost across here, and I have failed. I don't know if I pushed the wrong button or what. It just didn't engage. It's fine. There we go. That's the way you do it. A and right trigger. Yes. I think what I tried to do was jump first and then catch myself with the rocket booster, and it just didn't work. So we try again. Yes, good, like that. Perfect. And it seems to have some kind of a time limit on it. You boost for a little while, and then it shuts itself off. And that's why I'm in the ocean right now. Just, you know, I know I'm just making excuses, admittedly, but it definitely has a time limit. Like, you blast it for a little while, and then it stops. It seems to have nothing to do with your fuel levels. I think it must just overheat. I suppose that's just to prevent you from jet boosting up onto, like, platforms it doesn't want you to be able to jump up, you know? It's hard enough to fight the gravity around here, but it seems there are limitations built in. So, finally make it out of the ocean. Let's try that jump again. Also, the storm does seem to be getting active. More active, I think. Like, the tornadoes are always there, sure, but I feel like the orange lightning wasn't quite as common before I got to this island here. I could be wrong, but that is the impression I get. Alright, here we go. Across here. And just try and time it right. And indeed it did cut out, but I made it. So hooray, we're here. And where's here? Statue workshop. So presumably, where the statue that Gabbro found was made, and maybe the one that I found as well. I'm thinking. Oh, right. They have gravity changers here. Didn't quite actually expect to be sucked onto that wall there, but it worked out very well. I'm just checking over there. I'm kind of thinking that the tornado is about to eat my ship, but I'm kind of hoping that the Nomai landing pads, maybe, given that your ship doesn't bounce when you hit them, I'm thinking maybe they suck the ship to the surface of it so that the storm can take it away. I'm not positive. But anyway, here we are. Got oxygen again. A promising start. This place, a lot more ruined than the last one I was at, but we still have those tornado medallions, whatever that's worth. More skeletons, more Nomai dying instantaneously around here. Genuinely not sure what happened to them. They must have all died at once, because they would not have left their skeletons just lying around otherwise, I have to assume. I mean, I don't know what their burial traditions exactly were, but it seems unlikely, doesn't it? So let's check out this building here. Didn't really realize I just jumped off a cliff, but technically I did. Can't go back out through the door I just came in. And we have another medallion. But at least there's something to read here. So let's see what we got. Lami. They're going to test the memory statues tonight. Flock said it could be dangerous, so we can't come. I assume that means that Lami is a child? Lami, but what if we didn't use the door and snuck in the other way? Does anyone want to? Very non-specific. Thank you, Lami. Tag it. Flock specifically told us not to do that. Levy, I really want to see the test too, Lami, but that's a huge risk to take. We probably shouldn't. Maybe Flock will let us see a later test. I assume this is all children, but it's a little bit strange that they're having their communications through a wall, I guess. And if you look at the ground here, it automatically prompts you to launch a scout. So I do. I'm not really sure why it wants me to do that, though. Like, there's a wall here, and there's some kind of a... I think I get a better look at it here. Just a second. Yeah, right there. It looks like the same projector device that was up on that other island that I was at. Yeah, that right there. That looks like a projector device, but I don't have the projector's disc, of course. I didn't bring them with. And you may note the storm is upon us yet again. Because so it goes on Giant Steep, and here I go into space. Fortunately, there's a little bit of a lip right here, preventing me from going fully into space. Hooray! After sitting here for a second, it occurs to me that maybe this is the best time to explore this ruins, since now I don't have gravity holding me back. But I still haven't noticed the blue beam over there. However, that one's right in front of me, so that one, I somehow take it upon myself not to ignore that one. Yes, as you can see, there's a blue beam, but as soon as I get there, there it goes. It's only active when the storms are active. I don't know what it does. I never managed to get in one this particular episode. But those are a thing. Those are a thing, and when the storm's coming, it's a good idea to go to them, because something, presumably, is going to happen, and I don't know what. Maybe it's a transporter? Maybe it's just like a stasis field that you can stand in and not get sucked into space? I'm not positive. But, presumably it's something. Alright, that's the way I came. And at this point, I'm kind of figuring I can't have a great deal of time left before the event that destroys the world, right? I've been exploring for a while. You get 22 minutes and that's it, so I'm kind of just waiting for that music to come upon me. But here's that rock bridge. Haven't been to the other side of the rock bridge yet, so may as well at least check that out. There was kind of a glowing spiral pattern over here. A double spiral. I knew that anyway. And on the edge of it is this. I have no idea what this is. It's moving. Something is influencing it. Something is causing this to move. Just that third ring, I want to say, the third ring is moving. The rest are not. There must be some significance, but I don't know what it is. So for now, I'm just going to continue exploring. Follow the spiral, see where that takes me. Hey, more writing. How convenient. That is the wrong button. Let's try that again. There we go. Phlox, welcome to Giant Steep, friends. I'm excited for you to meet the statues. Meet the statues. Phlox, if I'm not in my dwelling, I'm likely in my workshop below, inside the island. Which is great and all, but I don't know how to open a Nomai door. It looks like a model of the pattern that I just walked through, come to think on it, but I don't know how to open this. There's something in the center of the pattern, perhaps. Maybe it's a switch or something? I didn't make that connection at the time, so we're not going to see if there's an answer to that particular question right now. This thing. I keep coming back to this thing because I have no idea what it is. Like, it's got to have some relevance. Something. Okay, testing to see if I can go over walls. Again, I think this is why you have fuel limits on your rocket booster, because you can't go over the walls. And hey, hear that sound? That's the sound of impending doom. So, at this point, the panic sets in, and we're going to try and explore as quickly as possible whatever I can, because obviously at this point, I'm basically out of time. Loop around to the other side of the spiral. I find it. Here it is. But nothing of significance here. And again, I didn't make the connection between the pattern on the door and the pattern of the ruins at this point. So I honestly don't know if there is a connection there or what. I didn't check the center of the two spirals. Maybe I should? Not sure. This thing. What is it? What does it do? I am so curious, but I have no idea. It stopped moving. It stopped moving. I didn't notice that before. Is it a timer? It could be a timer. Or perhaps it's indicating the activity of something somewhere in the solar system. The rings could represent the various planets. But whatever was moving that one, it isn't anymore. And I don't know what that means. But in any case, at this point I figure I'll go back to the ship, because what else am I going to do? Don't really have any hope of reaching it, but there's nothing to see over there that I could find anyway. I was kind of hoping that a storm would come by and activate the tornado medallions again so I could actually give that a shot. But, nope, no such luck. And there goes the sun. It gets so dark. The storm actually looks really cool once the sun is out. But, you know, you can only enjoy it for so long. Because that supernova is coming. It looks really cool. It looks amazing. But it's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you. And we're back. So, let's summarize what we know. I need to go to Bitter Hollow. Bitter Hollow has an observatory on the South Pole that I can use possibly to find out how to get below the surface of Giant Steep's current. There's got to be a way. I know that I'm probably going to need to find out where that probe went from the orbiting launcher up there. But presumably for that, I need to find the probe tracking device, which was on the ship that was orbiting Giant Steep when it exploded. I also have found Gabriel's ship, but I didn't find out what to do with it. So I'll have to go back to Giant Steep at some point. Presumably there's more I need to do over there as well. But it seems like once I'm done with Giant Steep, the next thing to do is Bitter Hollow. I was going to go there anyway, but now I have a tangible reason to do so. There's information there that I need, and I'm not going to be able to get it elsewhere. Now, I honestly don't know how long I went on here talking about what it is that I need to do next. It was for a little while. But in any case, you have an idea of where I'm going to go next. I apologize again for how weird this episode was. Fortunately, it was just this one. We'll be back to normal next time. Thank you so much for watching. Next time, I assume, we'll be going to Bitter Hollow. And I will see you next time.